Looks like could be some tinkering to your lineup, and I just wonder, with it being a couple games in, is it never too early to change? You kind of want to see some different things.
Well, I think the big difference from game 1 to game 2 is we liked our compete level. There was parts of our game that we liked, but there's still things that have to improve, and the bottom line is we're looking to win a game here tonight. That's where our focus is, and to continue to improve. As I said, I saw improvement in the process, but we didn't do enough to win a game, and tonight that's what our aim is to come out of this building with 2 points.
McDavid and Draisaitl have had a lot of success against Nashville even before you were the coach of this team. Is that maybe a reason to throw them together?
You know what? I think it's just more in the service of trying to find a way to win a game here tonight. And we were joked yesterday with a couple of guys. I don't know if you were there, DMB, but we just about how past performance is a poor predictor of future results. Certainly in the financial world, but in terms of what we're doing today, it's in the service of trying to find a win and trying to find the right chemistry to make sure that we continue to take a step. We thought game 2 was better than game 1, but it wasn't enough. We're looking, as I said, for 2 points in this building.
Hockey's not necessarily finance or business, though, is it?
Well, you never know. I don't know if you can just put things as money in the bank hockey-wise. You got to go out and earn it. You can't just rely on something that happened a few years ago.
Jay, I know you're focused on the day's business and getting a W, but you've always been cognizant about players and their return to certain cities. Of course, Matias Ekholm today. What's the feeling like having number 14 back in the city?
Well, first of all, it's nice having number 14 back in the lineup. He missed a lot of time. Missed six weeks or so. That's a lot for anybody, regardless of your experience level or your skill level. I thought he came in and gave us some minutes. He's feeling good about himself. But to do so, to get a game in at home before he returned to the place where he cut his teeth in this league, I think it's going to be a special night for him, and I know his teammates are excited for him. But again, the main focus of our team today is walking out of here with 2 points.
When it comes to trying to get inside and be more effective in the hard places, does your power play ever bleed into your 5-on-5 play? Does this team, because the power play is so good, does the team try to play that way sometimes, 5-on-5?
I think you'd be remiss, Spec, if we thought that our power play was only about the highlight play of tic-tac-toe and shooting it from a different spot. I think what our power play doesn't get enough credit for is the work-based habits that go into the final result, which, as we know, last year was historical. I think there's some things that our 5-on-5 play can learn from our power play, specifically the hunger to retrieve pucks, the second and third efforts to find results, the willingness to shoot and get it back, the willingness to find some success in what we would call the slop trough around the front of the net. Those are things that I think we can do a better job 5-on-5. Certainly 1 goal in 2 games, 5-on-5 isn't to our standard. We spent some time talking about it. We've worked at it. Now it's time to see it in place.
Slop trough, that's quite a term.
Western Canadian term.
I was there last night around about 1:30 in the morning.
I don't want to hear that, Bob.
Did you get that from Dave Manson?
No, I think Glenn Gullitson's a Western Canadian boy too. So slop trough, there's one for you guys.
Jay, when it comes to implementing new systems, as you are right now, are these stretches and maybe lapses in your own zone a part of the growing pains that comes with implementing a new system?
See, now I would disagree with you there, Tony. I think if you look at some of the goals that we've given up, I think only one can be attributed to defensive zone coverage, and that would have been the second one in game number 2. I think there's other areas of our game that has to get cleaned up. But in the defensive zone, I think we've done a fairly good job. I think we're sitting at the second lowest shots per game against in the NHL. I would also say that I think the amount of minutes that we spend in our own zone is towards the best in the league. So the ability for teams to come through us to get to our zone has been fairly decent. The amount of time spent in our zone has been fairly decent. But there's been moments that I feel that we can be better. Individual moments that I think we can be better in. But in terms of systematic stuff, there's certainly some things we can improve at, but I think there's moments and individuals that can improve.
What do you think Conor Brown's game is at right now? Him coming back from a long injury and just kind of still kind of
Yeah,
wrapping
I think
up.
he's finding himself. The good news is that he feels good. That's step number one, is making sure that he's feeling good. But as I said to this group assembled here right now, I said it to them a few weeks ago, and I've said it to Conor personally, is that that's a major injury he's recovering from, and we're prepared to be patient. So in terms of where he's at in his game, he's playing some competitive, high-level, high-paced hockey 11 months after a major injury. So it's going to take him a little bit of time to feel normal, get his hands and timing where he wants it to be. But in my opinion, he should feel good that he feels healthy and that his coaches and his teammates all have patience with him.
In fact, he is playing with Holloway and McLeod. He said he might give him a chance to touch the puck more and maybe get going that way. Is that maybe a reason to do that? And,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And obviously he's been in the league for a while, so he's playing with two younger guys. He's got a good voice to him. He knows what to say, how to say it. He's been a very good teammate, and that has the makings of a good line if they play together.